Back with us now, the co-chair of the House Border Security Caucus. He's Texas Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, it's good to see you tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you, Liz.
So when you saw the story that the president makes history, a record 2 million illegal immigrants apprehended at the border, that's nearly double last year. What was your reaction?
It's more of the same thing. And I just want to, first off, let me just compliment you, dadgummit. If it wasn't for a few news outlets like yours, the American public wouldn't be hearing of this disaster going on at our border, because it's just sometimes it's out of sight and out of mind. But for the 17th consecutive month, we've had over 150,000 encounters. There's now 66 terrorist watch list individuals that have been nabbed, 3.2 million illegals apprehended at the border, and 5 tons, if you can believe this, 5 tons of fentanyl have come across the border since the beginning of the year. And that is, can you even imagine, that's fentanyl. This is going to prove very, very deadly for Americans. And Mayorkas and Biden are just simply AWOL. That's the way it is.
Wow, we hadn't heard. We're going to check that 5 tons. That's astounding. But, you know, getting back to the legal apprehensions, it's more than the population of almost every major U.S. city. It's about equivalent to 4 Miamis or Boston, Detroit, yes, and Denver combined. So, you know, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger, right, Congressman? And voters are starting to wake up and say, we feel really badly for the border states like Texas and Arizona, and California is a border state. You know, it's what those border communities have to deal with day in and day out. What are you hearing?
Well, of course, our governor is sending them in by the busloads up to New York and D.C., much to the chagrin of their mayors, who have had sanctuary cities for years now, and all of a sudden they think we're just completely lawless down here in Texas, when we know that the lawlessness is going on up there. And quite frankly, let me tell you a little story. The National Guard of Texas locked a gate on private property in Eagle Pass, Texas, only to see the Border Patrol come over and unlock it to allow literally hundreds of illegal aliens come through. This is equivalent to a bank security guard opening up the vault of the bank so that a robber could get in. The lawlessness is just unbelievable. We've heard AG Garland come up and start preaching to us about no one is above the law, and we've seen them just repeatedly celebrate lawlessness. Yeah. And this is disgraceful. And I'll tell you, when you look, the raid on President Trump's on his Mar-a-Lago, and then the people over the years of Clinton and Lerner and Holder, Hillary herself, Peter Strzok, Hunter Biden, and the big guy, President Biden himself, nothing ever happens to them. No one is ever held accountable. And I think the American people are not blind, they're not stupid, and they see this double standard of hypocritical justice, and there is going to be a price to pay for this. Yeah, to your point, let's watch Democrats claim no one is above the law as they talk about Trump, as 2 million illegal immigrants break the law crossing the border illegally. Watch this.
No person is above the law in this country. Nothing stops us. Even a former I don't know how to, maybe I'll say that again. No person is above the law in this country. I can't say it any more clearly than that. There is nothing in the principles of prosecution, in any other factors which prevent us from investigating anyone who's criminally responsible for an attempt to undo a democratic election.
To have a warrant, you need justification, and that says that no one is above the law, not even a president or a former president of the United States.
Listen, many voters agree the Capitol riots should never have happened. The January 6th should never have happened. It should never happen again. It was wrong. But, you know, remember Dick Cheney's 1% rule? If there's a 1% chance a Pakistani scientist helps al-Qaeda build a nuclear weapon, we've got to treat it as a certainty. Where's the House and the Senate on the terrorists now? Where's Pelosi, Schumer, Garland, Biden, Vice President Harris? Are they at the border? Are they going to the border? We've got terrorists, as you point out, on the watch list getting caught. Your final word.
Well, absolutely. 66 total terrorists on the watch list have already been nabbed. How many have not been nabbed coming in through the the folks that never were caught. It's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to see these Democrats like Merrick Garland to do what they do. And by the way, 5 tons is 10,000 pounds of fentanyl, and that's what's come in since the fiscal year started.
Got it. Congressman Babin, thanks for joining us. I'm Liz McDonald. You've been watching The Evening Edit. Have a good evening, and join us again tomorrow night.